What's good, people? Kai Storm in the building. New review for That One Voice Revised Edition. New reasons to get this book. Thank you for joining my channel today for my unpopular opinion. But of course, I got to tell you about my book because I got to get you to buy my book. Yes, indeed. Hit me up. Get yourself an autographed copy. $15. The purchase information will be in the description. Now let's get to the review.
And no shit, I don't care who be in my views. I'm posting what I want to post.
What's up? My name is Ruby Doll.
And I'm Kai Storm, and we are Motherhood
Sex Marijuana in the motherfucking building.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Please do.
Yes,
we love you. Thank you for supporting.
Thank you for supporting. Peace. Wanted to make sure the equipment is equipping. The equipment is equipping. Even though the equipment is only my phone, I still needed to equip, right or wrong. People, Sunday night, almost Monday morning, and we're about to do part 3 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Yes, indeed. Like and subscribe. Jump in the comments. Keep it cute. What else? YouTube, you be getting on my nerves, side note. But what else? Check out my channel, sponsor bougiestoner.co. Get yourself an autographed copy of That One Voice Revised Edition. And yes, let's get into this review. In the epic conclusion, it says, in the epic conclusion, it's gonna be epic. Oh shit, they talking a lot of shit now. In the epic conclusion of the reunion, K. Michelle finally reveals the culprit of the plot and the plan, shedding new light on the season's biggest conflicts. K. Michelle was one of the season's biggest conflicts? Okay, whatever. Angela faces off in one final round of unforgettable reads. Yes, because we're going to talk about Angela and her daughter and how she got a whole wife and the sons overheard and I mean the brothers. Yeah. We're gonna get into that. Yeah. That is not weed. Those are regular plants. I mean, I know a part of me that, you know, always every time I see something green in plant life, I automatically assume it's weed, but those are not weed. No. Those are regular plants. Regular plants. I know I'm veering off the subject. My bad. First of all, Andy. First of all, I just want to go ahead and say at the beginning that I refuse to believe that Shamia has any motherfucking proof, like whatever paperwork she about to pull out from her back to prove that Portia didn't want her on the show. Again, I don't want to hear none of that dumb shit, because as far as I'm concerned, girlfriend, that subject is all tied, dead, buried. We shouldn't even try to dig it up. That is done. You reviving that shit shows that you didn't have a storyline in the first place. But I was just laughing at the fact that Andy said to Drew. I hope that's coming up, because I didn't. I know I didn't miss that when Andy said to Drew, "Why did you pretend somebody? Why did you pretend that you didn't know somebody was bringing you a horse?" Bitch, why did you pretend that you didn't know that somebody was bringing you a horse while you was trying to be dressed like Beyonce and him claim he was trying to be dressed as J fucking Z? Child, call him out. Call them all the fuck out. Child, Eddie got all the motherfucking shady ass questions he asked Kelly. Do you feel like a throwback best friend since now Shamia and Portia ain't best friends with each other? Child, that's a fact. That's a motherfucking Snapple fucking fact right there. Good call, Andy. Good call. Because I don't want to fuck around and forget. I'm literally watching it. So, of course, the first thing they talk to, the first person they talk to is K. Michelle. They was talking about, you know what I'm saying, what was the plot and the plan, who was plotting and planning, and what was the whole thing going on with comments being said about Black and the scent of her punani. Now, according to K. Michelle says she saw him in her DM because somebody asked her about him before the show, asked her about him, and she realized he was in her DM, and that she at one point, because he said to her, I saw you playing, and she must have responded to him like, hi handsome, thank you for coming, whatever, like on some, you know, and not personal shit, but on some, yes, I'm responding to a fan who has DM'd me, therefore I'm not just going to ignore a fan, right? So so when it was brought up with Drew and the whole FaceTime, and she was like, yeah, I just fronted like we was on the phone, like I fronted like we was cool peoples, but I didn't know that man. So when it was brought up on the show and she tried to say, and Drew was saying your friend, K. Michelle said, I was trying to get ahead of the whole narrative, like, nah, fucker, don't be saying I'm around no man, because I don't know that dude. That I don't know him. Sorry to that man, but I don't know him. Right? And then the that was the plot and the plan, apparently. And then the whole comment when Portia, when they was having dinner and they had some kind of clams, and Portia was making a comment about a scent. She thought that the ladies was gonna was trying to bring up that, slowly but surely gonna bring up that conversation where, you know, that story where, you know, Mano and her pum pum smell and all of that. So she thought that was coming up in the conversation, but apparently motherfucking Angela, Cynthia, and Portia wasn't even thinking of that, and apparently Drew had never even heard the story, so Drew didn't know what the fuck was going on, and so K. Michelle is basically explaining herself like, yo, I just want to get ahead of the narrative because, again, I've been on reality shows and I know how motherfuckers get down for a click and a view. So I wanted to make sure and get ahead of it before it became a click and a view. You know what I mean? Angela jumps in and is agreeing with her like, yo, I understand what you're doing because I did the same thing as far as Charles was concerned. At least that's what she said. I don't really remember it like that, but that's what she's saying. And, yeah. That was the plot and the plan. In this next scene, well, I should say not next scene, but in the continuance of the scene, Portia and K. Michelle established that they had no problem with each other, but there was some factors thrown in or attempted to throw in their conversation for them to not like each other or not fuck with each other. And Shamia chimed in and was like, "Oh, didn't you say some?" You chimed in and was saying that she said some disparaging things about K. Michelle, that, you know, she's on Ambien and this and that and other, and she be saying some wild shit, and it's like, and that she's on the wrong team because she's friends with Shamia and Kelly, and that's the wrong team. I personally agree with that statement. If you with Shamia and Kelly, you on the wrong team. You on the wrong team. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Now, but we about to find out what's the closing arguments between K. Michelle and Drew. Let's get into that. Yes, Drew and K. Michelle said some kind words to each other that seemed like they are in a good place. But I'm laughing right now because right before I went to commercial, they showed a scene where Angela is telling Kelly. Kelly must have said something, and Angela said, "You have new teeth and nowhere to sleep, you broke bitch." Child, that took me out. And we come back from commercial with the immediate question. Yes, Kelly, you're the throwback friend. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with being the throwback / replacement BFF? As Kelly says, she ain't the replacement friend. She don't feel like a replacement friend, but at the same time, they talking about how they asked her about, you know, you was mad at freaking Frack, but you asked Frack to help you in your court case. And according to her, she said, no, Frack offered, and I paid her $10,000. And then Frack, aka Phaedra, said, homo, because that motherfucking the hours that I did for you, those was $60,000 worth of hours. So you gave me a little $10,000 and even cover half of the motherfucking bill. And then of course Kelly over there trying to pretend like $10,000 was important, and they didn't really do that much work because the lawyer that she had before that she paid $200,000 for, apparently he did most of the work. Phaedra jumped up and said, "Bitch, we didn't use nothing that he brought to the table. So if we build you $60,000, we build you $60,000 off of our paperwork, bitch. Not your $200,000 lawyer. Never mind. Why did you need Phaedra in the first place if you got a $200,000 lawyer is my question." But then, you know what I'm saying? But then, of course, they going back and forth because Phaedra's like, "Girl, I don't even like how you try to make it sound and minimize the work I did, the work I did for you that you clearly ain't paid me for." So, you know what I mean? And of course, everybody calling her out like, yes, because she trying to say, "No, I didn't. I'm not trying to minimize it." She's like, "Yes, you is. You literally minimized whatever Phaedra did for you for $10,000, and while talking about you had a $200,000 lawyer. Girl, bye. Girl, bye." Now we talking to Kelly. Yes, we talking to Kelly. And apparently, so we're talking to Kelly, and what you call it? She's talking about how, you know, she had to close one of her locations, her third location, like damn near as not too long after it opened. And apparently Drew made a social media post. Apparently she was going to the restaurant to go support, and there was a lock. The door was locked and whatnot. So they asked Drew why you made a social media video about her restaurant closing. And of course Kelly said, "'Cause she's a loser." And then they going back and forth, and she was talking about, and then Kelly mentioned, "Yeah, you claim you was driving to my restaurant to go get food for your kids. You didn't even have your kids at the time." So then of course Drew's like, "Chill. I was trying to support you, and you don't like talking about kids, so I suggest you keep out of kids." And of course they going back and forth, and Angela chimes in. Because of course, Angela don't like Kelly, period. I ain't gonna front. I feel her. But Angela said, "The fuck?" It was like, "Yo, did you be lying and shit?" Because, you know what I mean, you talking shit, but you be lying. And then Kelly said, "Oh, you're nothing but a golden retriever," and telling Portia, "Go get your naked hair models and all of that and all that." And that's when motherfucking Angela said, "Bitch, you got new teeth and nowhere to stay, you broke bitch." Child, I just want to hear what the fuck Kelly gonna say to that, because baby, you got to come hot after that hot one. You got it, because that's an uppercut right there. You got to come hot. You got to come hot. Now we discuss Shamia and Kelly complaining on motherfucking Cynthia's trip and how it looked and how Cynthia took it. And she said, and both Kelly saying that, oh, when we watched it back, we realized that you were really upset. And Cynthia is turning around, and Cynthia and Shamia was going back and forth because she was just like, all right, hurry the fuck up and say what the fuck you gotta say. Cynthia was like, hurry the fuck up, because I'm gonna need to say something, because before everybody got a room, I walked through every single room with all of y'all on that day, and therefore if it was noticed that it was dirty, we would have noticed it right then and there and handled it right then and there. I took care of it the best the fuck I could. I don't know what y'all bitches wanted. Y'all bitches was acting like y'all wanted me to personally clean it. And the bottom line is, y'all decided to film at the pool, but instead of filming at dinner. And what the fuck? And I offered you a space, and after, and even though it was afterwards, I offered you a space. I did what I could do. Y'all pissed me the fuck off. What you want from me? What do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And now, Shamia is asking Cynthia if she have a problem with her or don't like her. And I'm pretty sure Cynthia is gonna say, bitch, I ain't have a problem with you, but I damn sure had a problem with how the fuck you two bitches was acting on my trip. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the motherfucking answer. That just makes sense. And we find out some sad news that apparently Shamia's surrogate journey is at this time on pause, because the surrogate made it a little bit past the first trimester and then had a miscarriage. So, ladies, expressed, expressed their feelings, like, they definitely want her to not give up and, try again, even though, things are, were sad. And even Andy asked her if Gerald put pressure on her to have a boy, and she was like, no, she put the pressure on herself because she wanted to, give her husband, something he wanted, that she he wanted. And so, right now they're, both sad about the situation, and, it kind of put a little downer in the energy of the room, but you know what I'm saying. And then I also go ahead and say, because I did say that, that even in my last review, I did say that, I don't really want to see Shamia back, and I definitely don't care about her surrogate journey. You know what I'm saying? I did say that, and I'm gonna stand on that. That's what I said. I said that. But seeing this turn makes me say, oh, I still don't want to see you back though, girl. No, fuck that. I still don't want to see you back. I'm good on you. Like, I my condolences and shit, but I'm good. Keep that shit somewhere else. Go, and never come back. Now we're having the discussion about Angela and her daughter, and the real reason why there was discourse. Because apparently, Angela loves her daughter's wife. Daughter-in-law, I might as well call her, right? Loves her. But apparently, her family, the daughter-in-law's wife, the daughter-in-law, I mean, her family don't accept Angela and her daughter and Angela's daughter. So in her mind, she like, yo, how is it that I accept your wife, but your wife's family don't accept you? Like, that ain't cool. Like, I welcomed your wife in my family. What's going on with them? And they discuss, that the brothers knew, and the whole thought of that, she might not be accepting of the relationship. And Angela made sure and told her, like, her daughter told her that she wanted to be with a girl when she was 12, so, and got her some coming out cookies. I wonder what the fuck coming out cookies look like, but whatever. And got her some coming out cookies, and you know what I mean, and that, you know, she just, if anything, she was mad at the fact that she got married behind her back and didn't let her know, which Cynthia made sure and reiterated that's him sentiment too, because her daughter's gay, and so her daughter apparently likes both men and women, so she's like, you know, whoever she ends up with, I just hope that she never gets married behind my back, because that's why me and Angela relate, because I can imagine what she went through when she found out about that, and I don't want to go through that. So that's why there was discourse. See, and to me, all that says is you gotta you know, find out the details before you start judging. You gotta find out details before you start judging. And before they went to the commercial, the question was asked by Pinky to Angela, like, where did you get the rumor that I had an extra wife in the basement? And of course, Angela said, well, shit, I got it from the same place there where you said that my husband don't like me. And then, of course, motherfucking Pinky said, well, shit, I was just saying that just to hurt your feelings. So, and being that I could be honest about that, why don't you be honest about where you got that rumor from? And then she was like, well, girl, you know there's rumors, there's conversations about you being in the lady pond and shit. You know what I'm saying? And maybe somebody spent the night a little bit extra. I don't know. So it kind of sounded like like everybody just made up some shit just to have some shit to say. In this next scene, Lord God. Hey, in this next scene, we got Shamia talking to Angela and saying how you owe me an apology for saying I was sleeping with Atlanta Hawk players, and this because matter of fact, you need to come up with the names of the players you say I'm sleeping with, and then Angela says, first of all, I pulled out proof in your house to you in your face that the dude that claimed that you claim Phaedra got last season to say that my husband is cheating on me, that's a dude that you know because you got a picture with him. I showed you the picture. So that means you know him. That means you set this whole shit up. And of course, Shamia is saying, nah, I take a lot of pictures with a lot of people. You need to bring up the Atlanta Hawk players that you say I'm sleeping with. And then of course, Angela's like, bitch, you gave me a cease and desist. A cease and desist means shut up. So I can't give you no name since you said cease and desist. You put $100,000 price tag on that shit and said cease and desist. And cease and desist in my head means shut the fuck up. And then, of course, motherfucking Kelly jump up and say, oh, let me find out the baller don't got the 100,000. Bitch, who would give you 100,000 just to say some motherfucking name? I agree with motherfucking, what the hell is this? I agree with motherfucking Angela. Don't say shit. Fuck that. And then of course. And then, of course, Andy said, well, bitch, if she don't give you the names, what you gonna do, sue her? Like, that don't even make no sense. And you know what I mean? And then, of course, Phaedra jumped in and said, nah, listen, cease and desist actually means they want you to stop doing something that you've been doing. And then of course she made sure and jumped in and said, I ain't read her cease and desist, so I don't know what it specifically say, but that's the gist of the beginning of the document. You know what I mean? So of course ain't no names been said, and of course Angela said, I ain't about to do nothing that's gonna cause me to give that bitch $100,000. You know what I mean? But the next question is now, which I'm gonna make sure and get Miss Drew lying ass face, because this is where Andy says, yes, Drew, how did you fake and pretend that you didn't know that horse was coming, you lying ass hoe? Drew said, I don't know that man. I don't know that man. I didn't ask him to bring no horse. I don't know that man. That's what she said. I don't know that man. Shamia jumps in and says, she never paid me the $2,200 for the horse cleanup. And of course, Drew turns around and apologizes, and all of a sudden, Shamia says, I never wanted your money. I just wanted you to acknowledge and apologize, because I know what you're going through with Ralph in the basement. You know what I mean? So that's how that ended. And then they asked Shamia about, how she gonna go forward in this group. And according to Shamia, she said that I'm mad. I'm mad that I got accused of creating division in this group, because I didn't create division in this group, and I never tried to put a battery in people's back, and I never was talking about people, and I never was confiding in people about people. And immediately Portia said, that's a lie. That's a lie. And now we're talking about Portia and Shamia. We're reliving that Portia and Shamia have been friends for 20 odd years. You know what I'm saying? We saw a couple of clips of original faces, because we both of them got different faces now. And you know what I'm saying? Portia tight as a motherfucker, because she's like, why the fuck is we even talking about this? And then Andy says, because you brought your mamas in it in Scotland. And of course, I gotta, I gotta ask questions about that. You know what I mean? And, you know what I'm saying? And Portia dead ass is like, I'm not about to talk about my mama. Don't even bring my mama up. My mama is not a subject in this conversation. And Shamia said that her mama didn't even see the episode yet, but she talked to her about it. And apparently Shamia's mama is sad. So, yeah, they discussing it, you know what I mean? Because I guess they trying to figure out if there's any comeback. I think ain't no comeback. You know what I mean? Oh, and Andy is making sure to ask Shamia, like, yo, first of all, it was already agreed that we wasn't going to talk about nobody's kids, and then here you come talking about, Pilar and shit. Like, why would you bring up Pilar? That was the trigger. And of course, Shamia is like, well, I wasn't, trying to, be around her kid without her knowing and shit. And then here comes Cynthia to let her know, like, remember you said that you was trying to get Dennis to bring her over there, and that the only reason why you even have interactions because of Dennis. Remember you said, don't even try to lie. Don't even try to lie on this screen. So we gonna get into it and see how it go. Yes, that's what happened. Shamia, that she was mad. She brought up Pilar because she said that Portia was telling people that Shamia is trying to spend time with Pilar when she shouldn't be trying to spend time with Pilar. But again, you told Cynthia that you definitely was getting to see Pilar, even though she denied it just then. Because for a second there she denied it, but you did tell Cynthia, and we all ran back the scene, the beautiful being for the show, that yes, you told Cynthia that Dennis is how you've been able to interact with Pilar. As Shamia is explaining herself, and saying how the last time that the kids got together, was at some show or whatever, immediately fucking Portia shut that shit down immediately. It was like, yo, stop talking about my daughter, stop talking about my mother. Stop talking about my daughter and stop talking about my mother. And according to Portia, matter of fact, both of them said basically the same thing. That last year they decided that they wasn't going to be friends, but they decided that they could be cordial and be around each other. And you know what I mean, and because Portia said she could see Shamia misses the friendship, she could, you know, be around her and talk to her. But the dinner at Scotland just finished it. Once all of those things were mentioned and all of those things, she immediately looked at her like somebody that she couldn't walk back to, like she couldn't, you know what I'm saying, go back to the relationship in any way, shape, or form. And that's the same thing Shamia says. Shamia claims that there were things in the past that she brushed under the rug, but now she can't brush, and she agree, and you know what I'm saying, co-sign, and we good, we not friends. You know what I'm saying? So Andy said, you know, okay, well, y'all saying the same thing, even though it's sad what you're saying, but it's the same thing. Y'all both in agreement that, you know what I'm saying, that y'all are not friends anymore, and the friendship has ended here, and that's it. You know what I mean? So a whole lot my unpopular opinion is that I think what it was, because I even posted it on my, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I posted, when I post videos, I post clips, and literally there was people in the comments that was saying shit like, you know, that it was Portia that was the snake and not Shamia, and you know what I mean? I don't see it that way. I see it as, you know what I'm saying, motherfucking the TV shit got, you know, got to Shamia. You know what I'm saying? She saw that, you know what I'm saying, Portia is killing it, and Portia is still killing it, and you know what I'm saying, she want to be killing it right along with her, and it's like, nah, not by being a snake. You could have been killing it just like her, but you didn't have to go the snake route. Just saying. And they wrapped the season by, you know, saying, you know, some nice, you know, cute words about what they learned, and you know, so I ain't gonna tell you I remembered any of that fuck shit, because that's a fucking lie. And you know, what you call it, Portia got the last word, and she and her last word kind of confused me, because she said that, you know, this is the source that we need to carry into next season. So I'm like as referring to all the ladies that, you know, for next season 18, and I'm just like, all the ladies, all of them. Even Shamia and Kelly. Nah, I'm good on Shamia and Kelly, dogs. I'm so sorry. I am so good on Shamia and Kelly. Like, we could really, really just slice her the fuck out of the show at this point. I'm just saying, I won't miss them. And slice them, you know what I'm saying? Maybe bring Nene back. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? And, I don't know. Because, see, yes, like Alex Rogers always says that, yes, Kenya shouldn't come back because Kenya brought a sexually explicit picture of a coworker into the workplace at the opening of her business. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never gonna forget that. But I'm just saying, if we're gonna bring Nene back, why not bring Kenya back? I damn sure don't want to see what was the other, what was her name? The She by Sheree. Yes, no, we don't need Sheree back. I damn sure don't never want to see Sheree again. I'm good on Sheree. You know what I'm saying? The white chick that was originally on there, that's married to, that got divorced and found a richer dude. What? Yeah, I'm good on her. She was a racist. She nah. Yeah. I forgot her name. Say Sheree twisted her wig. I forgot her name. But yeah, we don't need that one back neither. Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But either way, this is where it ends. You know what I'm saying? We gotta check. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming next is Potomac is coming back, because that's what I'm looking for. Potomac to come back. You feel me? Although I don't want to see Neck again. And they said something about Rob Dixon being a friend of. I'm good on that. I'm good on that too. But I damn sure do want to see. Ooh. See, I gotta get back to watching the show in order to remember everybody's name. The drunken one. What's her name? The one that with the old husband, and she had the. Either way, we'll figure it out. See y'all later. It's time to go. Until next time, I have an unpopular opinion. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my book. Check out my check out my channel sponsor. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Child, I'm high. Listen, it's time to go.